Start.
When I was at the Ministry of Education, Mr. Williams would have become an acquaintance because quite often I too would have had to reach out to him on different matters pertaining to the Ministry of Education. Admittedly, he always answered his phone. As a matter of fact, I have had his cell phone number even before becoming the Minister of Public Infrastructure, because he would have given it to me back then so that I was able to reach him even outside of regular working hours. He's a gentleman who I can say I admire, not just in terms of his work ethics, but for other reasons. He has always been one to be very responsive. And I don't think he was being responsive to me necessarily because I am a minister of government. During times of hurricanes, storms, etc., you recognize that you have an emergency situation, and so whether it is you're passing along Old Wood Bay or along the Bay Road, you would see Mr. Williams there being at the forefront of getting the work done, not just supervising the staff, but also helping the staff to get the work done. Now, I said he is somebody who I admire for different reasons. So apart from the leadership skills that he has exhibited, apart from one who is going to communicate with you, apart from one who is going to share information with you, I've also recognized, since coming to this ministry, that in terms of social activities, and Mr. Gilbert sort of referenced it, we have a fun day. Mr. Williams is not the type who will have a staff there, but he's not there. And he's not just there, but he's slightly older than I am, but he's there playing cricket, he's there playing football, he's there networking with persons, etc. He participates in the activities. Currently, we have a situation with water in the St. Peter's area in particular. Yesterday he and I spoke about it. He called to give me an update, and he said to me, I am here along with my team doing work to bring relief to the water situation in St. Peter's. Again, someone else may have said that, look, today is a public holiday, I am not going to deal with that matter today. Or someone else may have taken the option to call the staff, have the staff go and try to rectify the problem, but not Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams was there with the staff yesterday attending to the water situation in Cayon, in St. Peter's. And so no matter how many times we call him, he normally would answer his phone and he would give you a response and he would give you information that you can depend upon. His background has been in water in terms of his education, and when I needed to look for management leadership at the water department, he and I had a conversation, and out of that conversation he said to me, Minister, I am willing to not only continue my current duties as the Director of Public Works, but I'm also willing to come and give leadership to the Water Services Department. Up until this day, he hasn't, I don't know if he intends to, but up until this day, he hasn't asked for one extra cent for carrying on the role of Director of Public Works and also as the Director for Water Services when he performed both jobs. He came and he provided the leadership that was being looked for at the Water Department. He since came back. He said, look, it is getting real tough to be able to do both. As such, he asked to come over to water. And if it is that I wasn't happy with the leadership that he has provided, with the service that he has provided, of course, I may have had to say to him, I prefer if you stay at Public Works. But he has done an excellent job, and I think he has also done an excellent job in terms of training Mr. Gilbert and others to take on the mantle of leadership at the Public Works Department. Mrs. Williams, you have come to St. Kitts, and I think you have found one of St. Kitts' best leaders, best civil servants, and so we are civil servant, and we also thank you for the support that you have provided to him over the years. A few months ago, I would have gone to the electricity department, Skelec, where Mrs. Williams worked. There was a competition being held, an essay competition. Mr. Williams and I had just sat down in a meeting, and I told him I need to wrap up the meeting because I need to go to Skelec to do a presentation there. He said absolutely nothing. But when I got to Skelec, a few minutes later, he came in behind me. His daughter was the winner of that essay competition. Hence, he is not just a civil servant who gives to the civil service, but that says to me that he's also very much involved in the life of his children. And I think he should be commended for that also. Again, on behalf of myself, on behalf of the government, on behalf of the staff of the Public Infrastructure Ministry, I say thanks to Mr. Williams for his years of leadership at the Public Works Department, and of course, I look forward to continue to work with him in his capacity as the Director for Water Services. I have absolutely no doubt that he will continue to give of his best, he will continue to lead, he will continue to develop his team, he will continue to give to the development of this Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, because essentially that is what he has been doing as a civil servant and especially as someone involved in water services and also public infrastructure. We thank you, sir, for the excellent job that you have been doing and that we expect you to continue to do.